Most don't know, about 2014, the Ohio River around the Charleston area was contaminated with some chemicals. A lot of people, businesses were affected by that. A lot were shut down. People didn't have water. They didn't have food. Pets didn't have food. So, I was in the National Guard and the whole state was activated. I was in Charleston at the time, and my company, we were tasked with transporting water, food, and stuff to local schools, buildings, hospitals, and just anybody who needed it. We worked with FEMA. And at the time, I was also working as a liaison officer between FEMA and the National Guard. But this particular day was on January the 14th. I was told to go on a mission with another driver. I don't remember for sure, but I believe we went through some water and mud, which caused our vehicle to go straight into a ditch. And we hit a tree head on. But that accident caused a lot of other injuries, but it totaled the 5-ton, they call them LMTVs in the military, but it's a 5-ton vehicle. It was up armored and had suicide doors, were peeled backwards. Bulletproof glass was shattered. They couldn't find any of it. And it's what you would call a total loss for an up armored vehicle, which are made to withstand IED bombs over in Afghanistan and Iraq. My hand looked like it was mutilated. Looked like a jigsaw puzzle after they stitched it back together. I had several stitches on my eye. If the cut was any lower, I probably would have lost my right eye. And then I hurt my back, which I can get into later, caused a whole bunch of other problems. But my eye was swollen shut. I could not see. At the time, I was also working for the West Virginia Honor Guard doing military funerals. Physically, at that time, I couldn't do any more funerals. My back had a herniated disc, so I couldn't carry a casket. My hand, like I said, I don't know if you can see my hand, I have a scar. I'd had 3 reconstructive plastic surgeries on my hand. It really affected me mentally. I was, insecure. I was afraid of my scars. I didn't want people to see because, got made fun of and called a monster. And after I had all of my back surgeries, ended up with a scar on my back, it's about, I want to say, half a foot long on my lower back. So I joke with people to make light of the situation and say they gave me a longer butt crack. But that's what it looks like. So I have to live with these things, and not just the scars, but sometimes the pain from screws. Whenever they initially stitched my hand back together, there was a piece of glass inside still. It got infected. They had to open it back up after the infection went away. I can go on and on with the amount of physical stuff I had to go through, which in turn affected me mentally. Well, the accident ultimately resulted in my discharge. In 2018, I was about to have my second, actually I just had my second back surgery. But when they found out that I had to have another back surgery, I myself thought, this is it. I thought I was no longer good. I was no longer useful. Felt like I didn't have a purpose. Although at the time, 2018, I had just won, because I do music as well, I had just won Alternative Christian Gospel CD of the Year at the Rhythm of Gospel music awards. So while on this high, I get this news that I had to have another surgery months later. And I thought my life was over, because music, wasn't my main source of income. The military was what I, was supporting my family with. And I was told out of nowhere, without any warning, that they were putting me out. I got a letter which was basically telling me where I need to go to fill out my paperwork. And then after that, I was told to bring in all of my equipment, lay it out on the floor, and had to give an account of all of my stuff. But whenever I turned all of that in, I thought I turned in my life. Like, I thought that was it. And I went on a downward spiral after that. And it really affected me. And not only just the accident affected me, but just that we don't need you anymore, mentally. It really hit hard, and it spilled over to my other life, affected me at home. And that's the one part of the military that I will never be able to get over. I didn't have any closure. Nobody said goodbyes, nobody told me, hey, thanks for what you did here. Never got a phone call from my higher ups saying, thank you for what you've done, and we appreciate it. I'm sorry about, your accident. I didn't even get a phone call after my next surgery that I had saying, hey, how are you? How you feeling? Are you healing up okay? And I served a total of 9 years. And I still, I had to learn how to let that go over time. Some days I still think about it and how could they, how could you just cut somebody off like that you spent years working with, and then not say goodbye. So sometimes I still struggle with that. The combination of everything took over my mind, and I got into an argument one time, and it just took just something small, and I said, all right, I want to go to sleep and not wake up anymore. I don't want to feel this pain anymore. I couldn't get through my day without my pain medication. I wasn't addicted to the pills. I needed the pills that they prescribed to me to get through my day. They gave me nerve blockers, Oxycontin, Percocets, lower tabs, you name it, I was on it. And like I said, I wasn't addicted, but these are the things that I needed to, and that was another reason why I was depressed. And people tell you, oh, you'll be fine, you'll get over it. But to me, at the time, I couldn't think like that, because I was the one going through it. And so one day sorry if I get emotional. One day I took my pills. I got in my car. I don't even think I packed a bag. I drove as far as I could, and I checked into a hotel, and I had a nice dinner, and because I thought it was going to be my last meal. I went back to the hotel, and I tried to overdose on my pain pills. Sorry. I guess I didn't want to hurt myself. I just wanted to go to sleep and not wake up. I thought the world was against me. I thought nobody cared. Like I said, I was going through stuff here. I going through stuff at the house, and I was going through stuff in my life and didn't think I had a future. So regardless of what awards I had just won, I didn't care. I just wanted to be over. And so I did that. Luckily, my parents were able to call the police, and they were able to track me. And I don't know why they didn't admit me, but I was taken to a local VA, and this was somewhere in Kentucky. I forget. That whole time was like, to me, it was like a blur. I had to first recognize that I needed help. I had to tell myself that you're not going to get better if you don't get some type of counseling. Yes, I always tell people I was in church. I grew up in church my whole life. And yeah, I do believe in the power of prayer. My parents prayed relentlessly for me during this period of time. But also I believe that I believe in counseling. I believe in medication if you need it. And that's what I did through the VA. At first, I was unwilling to participate really with opening up to my counselor. And over a period of time, I started forming a bond, I guess, with my counselor. And I think I was going at least 4 times a month or like once a week or something like that. I actually had to because I was flagged. And then it got to the point to where I went on my own. And they put me on antidepressants. I think it was fluoxetine, which is a medical name for Prozac, I think. But the side effects of that is suicidal thoughts. So I was like, why would I take this? But I quit cold turkey. I did counseling though for over a year. And still to this day, the program, they check in with the veterans and who struggled with that. Every so often, they'll get a random phone call. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? Anything new? Just want to check on you, and see if you needed anything. And that helps. It really helps knowing that people care. Veterans go through so much with PTSD and stuff, struggling with things that they've gone through during wartime or at home. And you have to be able to listen. And me being able to talk to somebody without being judged helped a lot. I used my struggles as a way to reach out to others because I believe that there's power in transparency. I don't want to hide my past because somebody is presently going through my past and they need to hear my story. And that's why I like to do motivational speaking, and that's why I write the songs that I write. And somebody needs to hear it. The counselors that I've seen and the psychiatrists that I still talk to and stuff are amazing people, and they do amazing things. And I encourage anybody who's going through that suicidal thoughts or just self-harm, cutting, self-mutilation, or even overdosing, drinking, because drinking is also a big problem with veterans. They become alcoholics because they need to escape their workday just for a little bit, or they need to get rid of those thoughts of what they've seen during combat, And so I encourage everybody, if you need counseling, go. There's no shame. no shame in getting help. Actually, it shows strength to admit your weaknesses. And I had to learn how to admit that I was weak and that I needed help. And if any veteran is going through what I went through, I encourage you to call the Veterans Crisis Hotline. They're open 24/7, and there's no wrong time to call. There's somebody always there to talk you through what you're going through. Seek the help you need, and don't apologize to anybody or feel bad for needing it.